dear Sư Mẹ Chanduk and all the elder sisters and dear friends. Thank you for coming and join us for the day of mindfulness today. So maybe before we listen to 3 sounds of the bell, we can see, is the translation okay? Good, okay. And has everyone has a seat yet now? Okay, we wait for, while we are waiting, we can also come back to our body and really feel our body and check in how we feel in our body now at this moment. And while we are feeling our body, we can really send love and send our gratitude to our whole body, to any part of the body that is tension. We can smile to it, release the tension, and send our love and care to it. So we also can also send this love to everyone in this hall and give them a smile, ourselves a smile, and wish ourselves be well and happy, everyone be well and happy. And so we listen to 3 sounds of the bell with this loving kindness energy. Thank you. Thank you to our bell master, Sister Tunmak, for inviting the bell so round and solid. And first, I would like to share about something that I heard from Thầy, the story of Thầy that he shared in his Dharma talk that I just listened recently. He was telling that when he was first exiled from Vietnam, first exiled in Vietnam and come to the West, the first year it was not easy for him. It was really difficult. Yeah. So in his every night he will have a dream, and that dream is about he climbed up the hill in Vietnam, and until halfway of the hill he will woke up. Yeah. Until he found the sutras on the full awareness of breathing and the 4 establishments of mindfulness. And he put the practice, to really practice to come back to his breathing, bring his mind back to his in-breath, to his out-breath, and really establish himself solidly, deeply in the present moment. That he find home, really at home in the present moment, in the here and now, and that dream never come back again. Yeah. When I listened to Thai's sharing in that talk, I was very moved, because it's like I can feel that how Thai really put it into practice. When we can really establish ourselves, mind and body, with our breathing, coming back to our breathing, and just be in the present moment, we are really at home. But I also experienced one time that when I have this wish that I say, I hope that I can breathe deeply, fully. But just with that thought, I found that I could not really come back to my breathing. And I was like, wow. That's why in the Zen tradition, the Zen Soto, there is one sentence that say, stop all the thinking is the key of meditation. Yeah, I was like, wow, it's so powerful, because even just thought, I want to fully be aware of my breathing. I could not really relax, could not really be with the in-breath and that out-breath at that moment. I was like, okay, is we be with the breathing, is really be with the breathing, just that. Yeah. And I also aware that we have friends from Lower Hamlet today joining us, and from the hiking retreat. And when I know it's hiking retreat, I felt very happy, because I myself really like walking and hiking, especially in the nature. Really enjoy walking and hiking. I will walk every day, despite if the Sangha has a walking meditation session or not. I will just walk. Sometimes even 2 times a day or 3 times a day after meal, and then I walk up the hill, just enjoy my steps and really allow myself to enjoy the nature, and then come back down, and after that I will feel very refreshed, very new, like newborn again. And sometimes the sisters will ask me, do you want to go out? I felt sometimes we will have the thought that we go out somewhere to refresh ourselves. But with this practice, that I can really dwell with my step and enjoy the nature. When I come back down from the hill, I felt I'm already refreshed. I don't need to purposely drive a car to somewhere else to feel refreshed again. And when we can walk in that way, in fact, it is a lot of benefits. When our body will produce this endorphin, it's a kind of neurotransmitter that carry the messages around across our nervous system. And this neurotransmitter we call endorphin. Endorphin itself, it comes from 2 words. Endo, we say that the endo means like within our body, and the fin is actually morphine, and it's like a kind of like pain reliever. And so it's like when we have this neurotransmitter produced in our body, we do feel good. We feel very good. Like our body, we don't feel heavy or stuck. We feel very good in our body. And also the research show that when the level of endorphin is increased, in fact, it helps to reduce the symptoms of depression, anxiety, and stress. And so it's like I when I heard anywhere there is hiking retreat, I always feel excited. Yeah. I really like walking meditation because it's helped me so much that each time when there is any difficulties, as long as walk up and come down again, I not only calm down those emotions or thoughts, but also insights arise. Most of the time when I come down, I already feel, I know what to do. I know what is happening down there. How can I handle it skillfully? And when we have this kind of hiking retreat, we can also practice. If we want to practice, like invite Thai and Buddha to walk together with us and feel our steps deeply and feel the energy in us, like to invite again and again for myself from the beginning. Sometimes when I started to do that, I may feel a little bit dispersed or the difficulties is there. And then, but when I invite again and again, I can feel all the steps come down, more and more dwelling, solid. And by the end, I feel very, very refreshed. Like I feel they are really walking with me. And Thai even said in his talk that we listened also just recently, he said like, if the teacher usually very happy if you invite them. They are very happy to come and walk with the students, the disciples. So it's like we can really try that and see how we feel with our steps. And sometimes if we have difficulties, we can also invite our beloved ones to walk together with us. Whether they are still alive or they are not, we can always invite them to walk with us, to enjoy our mindful steps, because they are not so fortunate like us. They may not come to Plum village, learn to practice how to focus our mind, dwell our mind with our steps and our breathing. So if we can walk like this for them, can enjoy our steps, really dwell our steps there, and allow them to also feel this energy. They are in us. Even though we see that or say that they may pass away, they are still in us. I like to do that for my parents. Both of them have passed away, but I always do that. And when I do that, I can feel that they are very happy because they are in me. When I feel happy, when I walk and I can feel happy, I know they are very happy for me that I can do that for them. Yeah. There are times I also experience, like we walk, we can also invite our inner child to walk together. Especially like if the inner child we have not really get in touch with it, we try to bring it to come and enjoy the present moment, especially when we walk and we already feel solid, we feel peaceful and we feel joyful, and we can enjoy the steps already. We can invite the inner child to come back and say, come to this present moment, enjoy these mindful steps, look at the sun, look at the grass, look at the green grass. When we look at the green grass, we always feel relaxed. And so that we can help the inner child to get in touch with present moment and heal in the present moment. I remember like years ago, I had these notions that came up that I felt like, I felt I'm separated from others. I felt I could not connect with people. When that notions came up, I was actually at that time doing walking meditation with the Sangha together. And when I was walking, I suddenly felt, I make a step. The brother and sister next to me was also making the same step. And then I continued to make next step. They also make the next step. Somehow I feel at that moment, I'm receiving the energy of mindfulness. And during that time, we had one dog always do walking meditation with us in Hong Kong, Plum Village. The dog will always walk with us when we do walking meditation. She passed by me and I saw, oh, she's walking very joyfully, very happily. And I just naturally a smile born on my lips. And I was like, oh, I'm also receiving the energy of joy from the dog. And then I suddenly open up my eyes and look, there, the sun is there, the trees are so green and beautiful, and the white cloud, the blue sky, everything is there for me to enjoy. And at that moment, I just realized I'm receiving so much from the Sangha, from the nature, from the whole universe. And that insight just came in that said, oh, I'm not made by a little cell. Yeah. And because of this insight, it just helped me to resolve that notion that I'm separate from others. Yeah. And from then on, it's so much easier whenever this notion came up. I know it is not true because I know that it is just that little cell, that notion I am of a separate entities that make me feel separate from others. Yeah. So maybe now we can listen to one sound of the bell just to feel our in-breath and out-breath and see that we are also receiving this energy of the Sangha. And also can invite our inner child to enjoy this collective energy of the Sangha, which is very powerful. When we practice walking or doing the hiking also, we can also be aware that each step we make, we are making it on our Mother Earth. Yeah. When we are making a steps like that, in fact, we are really sending our peaceful energy to the Mother Earth. And Mother Earth is also like us, an organism which is very alive, that need our care and our love. So when we walk, we just really feel Mother Earth underneath our feet, and to really feel the love that Mother Earth is also for us, there for us. Yeah. I remembered I have one university friend from Malaysia. When I do have this online book club with Malaysian friends. I'm from Malaysia, Sister Hershin from Malaysia, and so when she first get in touch, pick up the practice again, she actually already knew Plum Village practices, but she didn't really put it into practice. So when we have this online book club again, reminded her to practice. So she really, before that, when she just first joined, she shared with me, my husband easily get angry and I feel very difficult because I don't know what to do. Usually I feel very stuck and very fearful. What can I do? And then she also shared about her daughter. Oh, my daughter is very clinging, need a lot of attention from me, always like cling to me, and I felt very difficult also. How can I calm her down? And when I heard all her sharing of her difficulties, I said, "Oh, please practice walking meditation every day. Every day, if you have time, at least 1 hour." That's what I shared with her. And when she heard that, the first reaction in herself, in her mind, was like, "You don't understand me." She felt like I don't listen to her very deeply. But somehow, luckily, she also listened to the guidance and put into practice and really go for walking every day for really make her body feel good, make herself feel happy. I say it's important that you walk in a way that you feel happy, you feel good after the walking or during the walking also. And so she really tried her very best to do exercise more and to do walking meditation every day. And after a few months, when I asked her again, "How is everything now at home? How do you feel now?" And she shared with me, "Oh, now I just found out one very precious findings." She said, when I walk and do exercise, I feel very calm and happy. When I got back, I found that my husband don't get angry easily nowadays. He's more peaceful. And her daughter's also much more peaceful. And she just realized, oh, as long as I'm peaceful myself, actually surrounding in her whole family also has that peace. And so that's something that I was like, peace in oneself, peace in the world. It's really true. That's from her practice. And one more findings that I found is very important research that I find from these proceedings of the National Academy of Science. From this scientific journal, they actually say that if we can walk 40 minutes, at least 3 times per week, and if we can keep this habit for 1 year, our this part of our brain, hippocampus, which responsible for our learning skills as well as our memory, either our memory for verbal, for talking, or memory for our environment. This part of the brain, you actually grow bigger. I was like, wow, it's so interesting. And I feel it's like so important to know something like this, tips like this sometimes, to inspire us to make a move when we feel lazy or less inspired to go out for a walk. Especially the discipline to walk regularly and keep that become a habit that benefit ourselves and people surrounding us. I feel that the Buddha and Thai, they are very, very compassionate. That always in the teachings or the talk, in the sutras also, they always remind us that we have this good seed in us. We have this awakened nature in us. Like this, we have this Dharma Lotus Sutra. There's one story that talk about a beggar, a poor man, very, very poor man, that he used to like try to make a living, like back surrounding, like back in his life. And one of his very, very good friend, close friend, saw that, actually treated him a meal. And after that meal, actually he got drunk and fell asleep. And his friend was very kind, want to help this poor man. And so he actually sold some very priceless jewels into the edge of his coat, and and then didn't tell him, but just left him. And so when this poor man, he woke up, he didn't know about this jewel, and he continued to go and back for living until many, many years later. He met this friend again, his very kind and close friend again. His close friend was very curious and asked him, don't you realize you have this priceless jewel just at your coat, in your coat? And then only that poor man realized that he has all this jewel in his coat, in himself already. And so these stories is like to tell us, each of us, we has this Buddha nature, this awakened nature, that we can be aware, we can be mindful, and with this awareness and mindfulness, we can really have the capacity to embrace our suffering and heal our suffering, and also to understand our suffering and love ourselves. And then we can have the capacity to understand and love others and help others to heal themselves as well. But somehow when we are drowned in our sufferings or difficulties, we forget. We always just carried away by our suffering or difficulties. So with these stories, and I also remember what Thai always repeat in his talk. One sentence he said, "We have this seed of compassion. Invite it, water it, invite it." I was like, when I hear many times, but yet when I want to do it, I still take some time to practice to really make it into my being and a habit. I remember, in fact, I do have this tendency that was very harsh on myself, and I feel like I do something wrong again. That kind of like a very harsh tendency on myself. And when this habit, which is very deep-seated in me, came up, I cannot remember. I have this seed of compassion. I could not remember to smile until like when I listen again and again with Thai's talks about we have this seed of compassion. And one day I suddenly like able to smile to that habit of harshness. And when I was able to smile, I suddenly felt the whole body relax. The stiffness, the tension just resolved with that smile. And with this capacity to smile, it's already the energy of mindfulness there, because we remember, remember to smile. Yeah. And from the beginning, sometimes maybe it's easier to smile to something is less challenging for us. So we can try to practice with a daily life something that is less difficult. And then slowly we move to something more challenging, and maybe to the most difficult for us to smile at. Yeah, so we can actually choose one at a time, something that is easier for us to smile. We can just smile first. For example, just the body, we can smile to body. I can smile to our life, that we are still alive. Something very easy and simple. And slowly we can choose something we feel, okay, this one, when I see this happen, I still tensed or react first. Okay, so this one, when I do sitting, I feel calm, peaceful enough, I can invite this tendency, this habit, start to smile to it. And slowly, we will feel, from my experience, it will become so much easier when this habit, which is not so easy for us, it will become easier and easier for us to embrace. And also, I like one of the story that I talk in the Stone Boy, this book. This stone boy, the quality is like when he plays the flute, he has the capacity that when anyone listen to the sound of his flute, they will just completely let go of all their worries, the thinking and the suffering that they carry. And this stone boy also have the quality that can help, that courageous, non-fear, that can help people to go through the suffering. And when I listen to this, I really feel that the Buddha and the Thai really very compassionate and patient, continue to water, to remind us we have these good seeds in us. And what we need is really just to try to remember and to put it into practice. So when we have difficulties, remember, we can smile, we can practice mindful breathing, we can go for a walk, and embrace it with all this love and patience. So maybe now we can also choose something that maybe we feel a little bit difficult, and smile to it. But first, like, we can relax our body, just smile and relax our body. And we can feel the relaxation. We can have a smile and smile to something that we feel difficult with this energy of compassion and love. We can listen to one sound of the bell. And now we'll tour. I'll bring everyone tour to a picture that we will show a picture. So I may stand up and so this is a drawing drawn by our Sister Sangto. And so now can you tell me what do you see in the picture here, in this painting, in this drawing? Do you see the sun? Yeah. Do you see the sky? The birds, the mountains, the rivers, and flowers. And also, there are some animals there. There's one deer, but not so clear. Huh? It's too small. So now, how about we bring our attention to something not so usual that appear in this picture? Do you find out something? What is that? Yeah, black dots, right? And so now, if we put our attention and look at the black dot, do you see anything in the picture? No. Thank you for your response. And so, yeah, this is I'm trying to share is like the appropriate attention. And so when we look at the photos, like we can see many things. We enjoy many things in the in the pictures in this drawing. We can see the flowers, the rivers, the waves, the rain, the sun, the birds, the deer, and we can see enjoy so many things in the picture, in the drawings. But when we put our attention, just focus on the three black dots, we cannot see the rest. Cannot tell what we see in the photo, in the drawings anymore. So that is, we say, inappropriate attention. It's just like in our lives, sometimes we may just focus, maybe we can, uh, close the, turn off this one. For myself, sometimes I feel like inappropriate attention, like we can be our ideas of happiness, of how things should be, and so that we can be happy, or our thoughts, our perceptions, our notions, or even some internal rumination, which we also can call it as self-telling stories or either inner chatting. Yeah. This, when we have this inappropriate attention on things that thoughts, all this, sometimes it's not easy for us to be happy. Yeah. But when we can practice stopping, like we come to Plum Village, we know the practice of mindful eating, mindful breathing, and we can walk mindfully. With all these practices, help us to stop. Just stop all these ideas, perceptions, thinking that we have. We feel relief. We feel lighter. We feel, wow, that kind of like feeling, refreshment, healing. It will take place. And I really enjoy the one practice that because we always read from the 14 mindfulness training that say that when we suffer, like we have angry because we have lack of understanding or we have wrong perceptions. Because of this line from the 14 mindfulness trainings really inspire me to look into myself. Each time if I feel any tension, any unhappiness, uneasiness, I always look into, okay, right now, I don't feel happy. What is in my mind? When I check in like that, and I will see, oh, there is some thinking, some thoughts came up. And when I look at my thoughts again, I said, it is these thoughts that made me feel unhappy. Maybe I will feel that this thought is very correct to my view, as there's nothing wrong at all, but it doesn't make me feel happy. And then I feel very, like Thai used to say one sentence that say that, in his Dharma talk, he said, as long as there is any perception, thought, or view that don't bring us peace or happiness, then it is not right thinking. It is wrong view. So when I first heard that, I was like, this not really. In that case, it is wrong view. All the thinking we may have. I was like, but I slowly really practice. Whenever I feel that kind of tension, I will check again what is now in my mind. And when I check again, I can always see that, now try not to grasp this way of thinking that I feel very correct or very true, very close to the reality. Just don't hold it tight, but see it as just a perception, a thought, or an idea there. Just leave it there, and then I will practice walking or mindful breathing. Just breathe with this idea, and I feel very grateful that live in the Sangha. We have so many sisters and practitioners surrounding us. So it's like I get to hear and listen to the different views or different way of doing things in the Sangha. When I listen, I was like, okay. Sometimes I get to correct my way of thinking. I said, okay, this way, okay, maybe I can, okay, now I know. I can change a little bit, or I can practice letting go of this view. And it always helped me to restore my freshness again and make me feel happy again. And I really like that the practice that I always remind us to look into our view, our perceptions, or our thoughts and ask ourselves, are you sure? Are you sure? And if we say yes, please check again. Maybe we also can try now to see if there's any thought in recent time that make us feel tense up or we feel not so happy. We can smile to it, and so that we can have this relationship that is not grasping it as so real and so true, but be friend with it and see in our surrounding, our people, our friends, or family, if they have any other views of or way of thinking. Okay, we can listen to one sound of the bell, and to really see, smile. Just now, when I mentioned that I was used to very harsh on myself, it was because of a childhood. When I was 6 or 7 years old, I asked myself, I said, oh, what should I focus on in my life so that I can feel happy or feel better, improve my life to a better quality? So when I asked myself, somehow maybe those ideas from ancestors or from the family, it's like, oh, I need to improve myself. So I need to look into my shortcomings and weaknesses. And so because of that ideas, so that I can improve it, fix it, fix it, and so that I can improve my quality of life. But unfortunately, this way of thinking or this way of looking, pay attention, like we said, we pay attention, put the attention on the black dots. Then I could not see the whole picture anymore. Could not really improve my life to a better quality, but what it brings me is stress, tension, or even anxiety, and the relationship with others was not good. Until like one day when I practiced touching the earth in front of Thai's altar, and I felt like I received, get in touch with Thai's energy that is very strong energy of concentration and mindfulness, that I feel that whole day the non-stop thinking radio station was turned off, that I could just be with my in-breath, out-breath the whole day, with my steps the whole day. And at the end of the day, when I write down this experience in my journal, I just found out that, wow, the attention that had been focused was not right attention all this while. It doesn't bring me happiness. It's just because of the wrong attention. So I give rise to this aspiration that from now on, what I need to pay attention is how to cultivate this energy of mindfulness continuously, and allow myself to be in this concentration, because when I can continue to be aware, to be mindful, and with this energy of concentration, insight come in, understandings arise. Then I do not need to put so much effort to fix what I thought is not right. Yeah. But again, we sometimes, even though we have insight, to put into practice is still a journey. And why is it important that we talk about this appropriate and inappropriate attention? So please allow me to talk about this four right diligence. So maybe I stand here. We have in our store consciousness, in the Buddhist psychology, manifestation only teaching, we have this store consciousness. In the store consciousness, we have many seeds, all kinds of seeds. It can be wholesome seeds or not wholesome seeds. And all these seeds, they are potential. So if we water them, they will come up to our mind consciousness, and we know it is anger that coming up, for example, or fear that is coming up. We can right away feel it. When it come up, we call it mental formation. It's already coming up, so we can name it. This is fear or this is anger. So when they come up, and if we didn't know the practice yet, and they linger in our mind consciousness. For example, I'm not happy, and so I allow myself to be unhappy. And this seed in the store consciousness, it becomes bigger and bigger, stronger and stronger. And so that's why sometimes we feel it's so difficult to calm down certain or to embrace some difficulties or suffering we have. Because we didn't know the practice, we didn't know how to invite the seed of mindfulness. We didn't know how to enjoy mindful breathing, to embrace this anger or this fear or the sorrow that is coming up in us. Yeah. And now I would like to talk about this four diligence, the practice of four diligence. So hearing like what we know, that if we don't know how to, we forget our Buddha nature, our capacity to be mindful, to come back to our in-breath, out-breath, and our mindful steps. If we forget, then we will continue in faith, in fact, allow that seed to linger in our mind consciousness, and this seed will become bigger and bigger. And so when we know the practice now, when we see that, I learned the practice, I know how to enjoy mindful breathing, come back to my body, relax and smile with compassion. We already know, so we try to water those seeds. Try to practice it more. From time to time, smile. When you are listening to music, you smile. When you sit there doing nothing, enjoy your in-breath, out-breath, you smile with compassion. When you eat and you remember you are eating, you know you are eating, smile. Smile to this awareness that you know you are eating. So we try to maintain that seed that we have. Then that seed will become bigger and bigger and become part of our habit, part of our life. And if we know that there are some seeds we still haven't really get in touch yet. For example, maybe we said compassion just now. We felt it's very difficult to be compassionate to ourselves. Sometimes we feel difficult, and try to water that seed. For example, now you come to Plum Village and you practice with the Sangha. We can try to smile to ourselves, to our body with compassion. That means we are practicing cultivation. Cultivate this good seed, water this good seed, and try to make them bigger and bigger by practicing diligently, to do it frequently. And so for unwholesome seeds, we know that the seed of anger or the seed of fear, the seed of sorrow or whatever that we feel, we know is unwholesome, it's coming up. We try to come back to our mindful breathing, our mindful steps, to embrace it so that it can go back. When it go back, when we have this energy of mindfulness, we focus we bring our attention again, appropriate attention, put on our mindful breathing, our mindful steps. We are not chasing away that suffering, the seed of anger. We are not chasing, we are not suppressing, but we acknowledge it and we come back, put our attention, shift, just like the photo we look at, shift the attention back to our mindful breathing and continue to focus on our mindful breathing, mindful steps. And at that time, this energy of mindfulness stronger and stronger. We have capacity to embrace this energy of anger. And that with this energy of mindfulness, which is stronger and stronger, it calms down this mental formation of anger and go back to the store of consciousness. It will become smaller and smaller. Yeah, so that's quite important for us to be aware of. So when we know that now I'm not angry, I'm not fearful, I don't have sadness, try not to water them. Yeah, try not to water them. Avoid that. If we read news a lot, we water that seeds, we know we need to practice stopping. Yeah. Okay. We'll listen to one sound of the bell. There are some sentences which help me a lot when during moments of difficulties, which I call them also appropriate attention. One of the sentence is in Chinese we call 烦恼即菩提, and in English we say suffering is enlightenment. That suffering is enlightenment. It is to help us to see the goodness of suffering. Because when we suffer, we have the tendency to bring the suffering too close to our eyes. Just like what we look at the drawings, we only pay attention on the black dots, our suffering, and we forget the pictures, the whole picture. That's why we too close, we cannot see anything. But with this sentence, it really helped me to remind myself, there is these difficulties or this suffering. And I also like one more sentence that I always hear that says, in our 14 mindfulness trainings also, I think, when we can embrace and transform our suffering, we can help others to do the same. So when this kind of sentences came up, it helped me to really see that suffering is not something bad. And I'm not just this suffering. I can shift the attention to look at, I have seed of compassion, seed of mindfulness, seed of awakening. From there, to embrace this suffering. And then I can grow this seed of awakening, this seed of mindfulness and compassion. And if I continue to practice that, I heal, I transform myself, I can share, I can help others to do the same. So when all these sentences come to me, it always open up to see that, wow, shift that tension, not just suffering, only suffering. Yeah. So that's again to help us to shift our attention to the right object that gives us energy, give us the source of inspiration to practice. Yeah. And I would like to share maybe just 2 sentences. There are 11 points of this sastra from our ancestors. I saw it from our little book called Two Treasures. And I will just read 2 points because I think time does not permit me to talk too long on this. This sastra is called, in Chinese, it's called Bảo Vang Sang Mei Lun. Vietnamese is Bảo Vâng Tam Mùi Luồng. So it's, but I don't know the English. I don't know the translation in English yet. It's just a sastra. But in this sastra, I feel very grateful that our spiritual ancestors write down the goodness of difficulties, of suffering, to remind us suffering is not just overwhelming. Suffering can be a stepping stone for us to improve, like become more aware, and we can get in touch with our Buddha nature. It's just like just now the sentence, suffering is enlightenment. Yeah. So the one point that I would like to share, like while meditating on the body, do not hope or pray to be exempt from sickness. Without sickness, desires and passions can easily arise. So it's like when sometimes we have the thought that, oh, when meditating on this body, I wish this body can be healthy, free from sickness, so that I can do whatever I want. So, but we forgot. Sometimes sickness, when we get sick, we suddenly can get in touch with our body. We can practice stopping. And when we can practice stopping better, we suddenly realize, oh, when I don't have sickness, I chase after my desire. And maybe when I have so much desire, I'm not happy. But when I get in touch with my body, practice stopping, I somehow feel happier because I can let go of that desire. And one more point is like, while meditating on the mind, do not hope or pray not to encounter hindrances. Without hindrances, present knowledge will not be challenged or broadened. So when we practice meditation, we contemplate on our mind, do not hope that I only have the seed of compassion all the time. If the seed of anger come up, the seed of fear come up, it's time. It's a bell of mindfulness for us to really get in touch with ourselves. I have this seed. And then really cultivate the energy of mindfulness to embrace it. And then it's time for us to really see, my root, my ancestors, the environment also water this seed. And then we can know much better about ourselves as well as the environment. So our present knowledge, if we didn't have any obstacles, anger never appear, never arise, or sorrow or grief never arise, we don't know. We don't get the chance to see so much clearer and deeper about ourselves and the environment. So when I just mentioned 2 points, I think is quite enough about this, is the wisdom from our spiritual ancestors to remind us that suffering sometimes is really good for us. Yeah. So when we have suffering, we do not need to feel fearful or want to them to stop, to end, but we can have this capacity to see this suffering is going to teach me something, to really understand myself better, to understand people surrounding me much better. And I think I would like to end the talk today by inviting Sư Cô Trăng Khong to sing a song. It's our true heritage. It has already translated to our true English. You can easily find this song from the YouTube. And I also will put out the lyrics for you. And Sister Trăng Khong will sing it in Vietnamese.
Châu báu chất đầy thế giới, tôi đem tặng bạn sáng nay một vóc kim cương sáng chói, long lanh suốt cả đêm ngày. Treasure is everywhere. I would like to offer to you a lot, a big bunch of jewel, and it make you happy the whole day. Mỗi phút một viên ngọc quý. Every minute that you are alive is you have a jewel with you. Sáng soi đất nước trời mây, chỉ cần một hơi thở nhẹ là bao phép là hiến bài. Chim hót thông reo hoa nở, trời xanh mây trắng là đây. Ánh mắt thương yêu sáng tỏ, từng nụ cười ý thức đông đầy. Hỡi người giàu sang bậc nhất, tha phương câu thực xưa nay. Hãy thôi làm thân cùng từ, về đi tiếp nhận gia tài. Hãy dâng cho nhau hạnh phúc và an trú phút giây này. Hãy buông thả dòng sầu khổ, về nâng sự sống trên tay. Hãy dâng cho nhau hạnh phúc và an trú phút giây này. Hãy buông thả dòng sầu khổ, về nâng sự sống trên tay. The universe is full of treasure. I would like to offer to you a bunch of diamonds. It shines you back all day long. Every minute that you are alive is a jewel. Is offered to you. Is offered to you. Beautiful sky, beautiful water, and a lot of. Suddenly you hear the birds singing, the pine shining, the flower blooming, the blue sky, the white cloud, the smile of the marvelous look of your beloved. You, the richest person on earth, who have been around begging for a living, stop being the destitute child. Come back and claim your heritage. You should enjoy your happiness and offer it to everyone. Cherish this every moment. Let go the stream of distress. to embrace life fully in your arms. Stop being a destitute child. Hãy thôi thà dùng sầu khổ về nâng sự sống trên tay. Come back and claim your heritage. You chose enjoy your happiness to offer it to everyone. Cherish this very moment to let go the stream of distress, to embrace fully life in your arms.
So thank you, Suko, for singing it beautifully. So I just like to make conclusion for the talk today. So when we breathe, remember, non-thinking is the key of meditation. And when we walk, when we have distress, stress, or any difficulties coming up, go for a walk. And remember, we are the richest person in the world. Come back. Remember, we have the seed of awakening in ourselves. It's there. It's there. And we have the seed of compassion also. And suffering is not just suffering. Suffering has a lot of goodness. Thank you.
So, dear friends, welcome to New Hamlet.